Hi everyone, welcome to Chef Shelley's Kitchen. So I'm taping this episode in the fall, and I love pumpkin, and as a matter of fact, hubby and I had a discussion as to whether or not we're going to put a pumpkin out in front of the house, and he was leaning against it, but then I reminded him of all the wonderful things that come out of a pumpkin that we can transform into a pumpkin pie, pumpkin souffle, and so there's some of those episodes actually on the channel. In addition to that, I also use the pumpkin seeds, and there's an episode showing how you can add hot sauce, or you can add cinnamon, brown sugar. I mean, you can do all kinds of things with the pumpkin seeds. So kind of convinced him, yes, we should have pumpkin because there's some things we can do with it afterwards. So don't have the pumpkin, haven't used it yet. So we're going to be using a can of pumpkin to make pumpkin donuts. And I'm hoping this is going to turn out great. This is my first time trying it. And so, I experiment with some things beforehand. And if I need to alter it, you'd have the exact measurements of what you need actually in the comment section. And as always, little things that I'll talk about, I'll put them in comments. All the measurements will be in the comments. So what we're going to do to start out is I have a combination of both almond flour and coconut flour. So many of you know that I'm on the keto diet. It's going great. I just feel that, there are a lot of things we could do to decrease the amount of carbs we have, as well as to decrease the amount of sugar. So here are my two flours. I've already mixed them. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually just pour them in here in the sifter. I was actually watching an episode of someone else, and they were saying because almond flour, coconut flour is a little thicker, you really should sift it. And I thought, wow, that's really smart. So I'm going to add that to my repertoire, okay? My hands are clean, trust me when I tell you that. So we're just going to do that. And again, this is so costly, you want to make sure. And see, there's some crunches in here, so we're not going to add those. So we'll get rid of that, just minor amount. To that, I'm going to add baking powder, and then I'm going to add, this is pumpkin spice and Himalaya salt, and again, measurements you're going to find. So what we're going to do is we're going to mix this together, and this already smells great. Something about that pumpkin spice. If for some reason you don't have pumpkin spice, and I'll put this in the comment section, you can use like a combination of 3 things. That's ginger, cinnamon, and nutmeg. That kind of gives you your pumpkin spice, okay? But if you have pumpkin spice, all the better. All right, so we got our dry ingredients mixed. Now what we're going to do in this bowl is we're going to add butter, and this is softened butter. So what I would recommend you do is maybe leave it out a couple of hours before you're going to make it. If you don't remember, you can always put it in the microwave, for about 20 seconds or so. This is cream cheese, and so we'll just get that in there like so. Make sure you get every little ounce. And then to that, let's mix these two first, and then we're going to add our sugar to that, okay? So let's go on and mix this a little bit. Basically, I'm trying to get this so that it's creamy. That looks really good. Okay. So I'll let you take a look at this. This is nice and creamy like that. All right, next to that, we're going to add our sweetener. I've started using stevia. There's a great brand, actually, you can get at Walmart called Pure Stevia. It's organic, and so it doesn't have all kinds of other things added to it. Okay, smells good and sweet. All right, so once you get that mixed nicely, Okay, set that there. Then we're going to add, this is a combination of vanilla extract and maple extract. And I'll be honest, I've never used maple extract before, so I'm interested in seeing how that's going to turn out. This is an egg, beat your egg. And this calls for actually 2 eggs. And then lastly, we're going to add the pumpkin. I love pumpkin. It's so interesting because I never used to be a pumpkin pie fan until I started making it myself. And now I'm like, oh, I love pumpkin. At work, they had a pumpkin dessert someone made, the chef made, and oh, so good. So again, if you don't have your pumpkin yet, you can just get a can. I particularly like this brand. Libby has a nice brand, and it has good flavor, good quality. All right, so I'm gonna scrape every little bit. No need. You paid all that money. Why make it go to waste? All right, so all right, there we go. All right, so let's get this stuff out of the way here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually add my dry ingredients with my wet ingredients. So let's put this out of the way and let's get this mixed. As a matter of fact, let me take my cup back for a second. All right, now we're going to mix all this delicious stuff together. And then after we get this mixed really well, we're going to slowly but surely add in our dry ingredients, and I'll let you see what this looks like. Right now it just looks like pumpkin, mashed pumpkin, but it sure does smell good. Woo! Can't wait to dive into these. All right, so let me let you take a look how that looks, okay? All right, now to that, we're gonna add, I'm gonna put in about half of the dry ingredients, okay? And let's get this going. And then what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna actually just put these in donut tray. And I've never made donuts before, so I actually bought the donut tray because I was trying to make some bagels out of almond and coconut flour. Actually, out of coconut flour. It turned out really well, but it didn't look like a bagel. It looked like a donut. All right, last part. I'm gonna add here. Put that there for now because we've got to come back to that. Okay. Add the last little bit. And then, so one of the things you're going to notice is that it's not really, it's kind of on the thick side. And if I were to do this again, I think what I would do is I would make the butter not just soften, but I would actually liquefy it just to make this a little more liquidy. So this donut is going to be like the cake-like donut. I can tell you that what you can do if you want, you can top it with some cream cheese icing or something like that. If you have a glaze recipe, you can use that. All right, so let's get the donut tray over here. And I'm going to ask my sous chef to get me a spoon because I forgot to get the spoon. And while that's happening, right over here, let me just mix this a little bit more with my spatula. All right, you can just put it right there. Either spoon will do. Thank you, thank you. Sometimes you don't remember everything. So, my bad, my bad. All right, here we go. So this is what it looks like. This is a consistency of the batter, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're just basically gonna drop these in here, and I'll put it over here. I'm gonna just fill this up, and you should fill it about 3/4 of the way. I'm gonna actually spread this out as I put it in. And so obviously this is gonna be more than, it's gonna be I'm gonna have more batter than I have tray. So because I only did this for 6, I'm gonna have to do this twice, at least twice, maybe more. All right, so what I'm gonna end up doing is we're gonna bake these. We're gonna see how these turn out, and then we'll bake the second batch. If you already have multiple donut trays, you're very fortunate. Try to make sure the center part stays uncovered so it can really come out as a donut, not like what mine did. And part of it, if you only fill it 3/4 of the way, which I can see mine is a little more than that, then it's gonna go over it anyway. Okay. So, and what I'm gonna do after I put it all in here is try to smooth it out with my spatula so that it's good to go. So I'm just doing it like so. And then we're gonna put this in the oven for, I'm gonna start it out with 20 minutes, and I'm gonna check on it at 20 minutes and see how that goes. And if that is enough, wonderful. If I want to get it a little browner, then I'll put it in a little longer. But let's start with 20 minutes and let's see. And as I always tell you all, you know, my oven is not your oven. And so you're going to have to, you know, modify to make sure you do what's best for your oven. Your oven might cook faster. I have a gas oven, which I love. But again, you might have electric, and it may take more time or less time, so you gotta modify, okay? All right, so that's gonna be it for these. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take my little spatula here and just try to flatten it out a little bit. So when it comes out, looks good. Try to take it again, get it, make sure it's over that little middle section. And I may just take some of this and put it back in the bowl for the next batch. Okay. Okay, and then I'm gonna also clean off my tray just a little. All right, these are just about ready to go in the oven. We're gonna see how they turn out, and most of all, see how they taste. Okay. And hey, this might be a nice something to bring into the office, or, you know, just to have. The good thing is we're using almond flour, coconut flour, so you can't really go wrong with that, right? You got your carbs in check. And I do recommend not an artificial sweetener, but an alternate sweetener. All right, so we're good to go. I think I'm gonna take some of that off. And we're gonna go in and put it in the oven. And let's see how this turns out, okay? So we'll be back in about 20 minutes. Hi everyone, so we are about 45 minutes since the last taping. So the donuts definitely took 25 minutes in my oven. Again, I checked on it at about the 20-minute mark, and so this is how they look. So remember, this is my first batch because my tray only holds 6 donuts. So Shelley needs to get another donut tray. But anyway, they're very, very pretty. So the question is, does the prettiness now equal deliciousness? That's what we want to see. So let's take it. So one of the things I can tell you is that it's definitely very moist. It's not, probably if you kept it in a little longer, it would be maybe a little more cake-like. And this isn't completely cooled down. So you want to give yourself at least 20 minutes to let it cool. I took mine out probably in about 15 minutes. So let's give it a taste. Delicious. Delicious, delicious, delicious. Again, mine is probably a little moister, maybe than kind of a cake-like donut. And I would say, if we kept it in the oven, maybe the next batch I'm going to put in for 30 minutes. And what I'll do is I'll let you know whether or not that made a difference. But as you can see, I can't stop eating it. So let me stop. Let me get refocused, because this is a really good donut. I'm going to definitely have that with a cup of coffee. So tasty, tasty, tasty. Think about the fact that we made it with almond flour, coconut flour, sugar alternative, and it still turned out delicious, wonderful. So check out the comment section for the specific ingredients. I'll update the time, although mine was 25 minutes. I'm going to put it in for 30 minutes just to see if that'll actually make it harder inside just a little bit. But it was delicious, and hope you get to try them out. Take care. Please join us if you haven't subscribed. Just click the little round button with my picture in it. And as always, love having you. Bye-bye.